Have you ever had somebody try to gaslight you into thinking that you're not related to your own grandpa because they want to make money off of your grandpa's story? No? Well, I have a story time for you. But first, I want to preface this by saying I'm not a content creator. I'm not trying to be a content creator. This man seems to be trying to discredit me so that he can keep his video up. So I just want to make that clear. I'm not doing this for any kind of clout, any kind of recognition for myself. This is simply about my grandpa and his story. I'm a mom. I post a little bit about my life, and I play video games. So sometimes I post clips that I think are funny because I think I'm funnier than I actually am. That's it. That's me. That's all you're going to really see on my channel besides this or my TikTok or anything. So this is JD Phillips. JD runs a YouTube channel called the Appalachian Storyteller. I've gone over this a little bit in several videos, but I'm going to go over it really quickly again so you don't have to watch multiple things. He posted what he calls a documentary about my great-grandfather, Homer Davenport. Now, this is full of inaccurate information. His comments that he has made under the video are full of inaccurate information. I went back and checked just to make sure and looked at the description of his video, and this is what it says. Note, this documentary represents history. This documentary has been uploaded for educational/editorial purposes and commentary and critique on the topic. This is important. I went and commented. I said, hey, that's my grandpa. This stuff isn't true. I'd be happy to chat with you. I offered to talk with him, to give him photos, newspapers, articles, whatever. Give him the real story. He could remake his video. It was deleted. Every comment that I made afterwards was deleted. Every comment by every family member and friend and person who actually knew my grandfather was deleted. So obviously at that point I'm pretty mad, right? I made a video correcting his mistakes. I put it on TikTok. I put it on YouTube. It hasn't really taken off. It's being shared locally because my grandpa is like a local legend. And I appreciate that. Thank you guys that have shared it locally. Then my aunt was like, hey, he is selling the song that he made about your grandpa for $2.99 on his website, which kind of crappy. Since he's not even taken his inaccuracies into account or speaking with the family at all. And then my other aunt said, hey, I found his Facebook. He has a Facebook page. So I went to his Facebook on the post about my grandfather, and I started saying, hey, I'm his granddaughter. This isn't correct. I'm Homer's granddaughter. This isn't correct. Somebody said, I love these true stories that you're telling. And I'm like, they're not true stories. They're fiction. So I hope that's what you like because that's what you're getting. And actually got into a little bit of an argument. And his little fan told me that I just don't know my family history and I'm living under a fantasy. History, mind you, that has been very publicly documented. So I'm here to correct it and show you that I am actually Homer's granddaughter. My last name is not Davenport. My mother is a Davenport. So first I had my father's last name and I'm married now, so I have my husband's last name. That should be common sense. Okay, he's still my grandfather just because I'm not named Davenport. I am a Davenport. I am his granddaughter. This is a photo of me and him. I was born in 94, so this has to be late 94, early 95. I only have this picture because when all this started, I texted my mom and said, hey, can you find that picture of me and Grandpa and send it to me? She went through her photo albums, found it, texted a picture of it to me in the family group chat. And this photo has never been shared anywhere else besides me posting it this week. So, minor detail, but shows that he didn't do his homework. He said that my grandpa was born in 1910. That's not true. He was born in 1912. People in the comments have tried to correct that, and he says, well, no one really knows. Homer himself was quoted as saying he was born around 1910. His headstone says June 21st, 1912. I'm not sure which one of these is mixed up. I'm not sure who was in charge of the headstone, but this is the military draft card that my grandpa filled out on his own. That's his handwriting. He filled this out. You can see his name. You can see his birth date is June 22nd, 1912 on a government document that's a public record, okay? Then he said in the comments that my grandfather's land is public now. It's not. My family still owns all his land. The area where the cabin is that he talks about up on the mountain in Red Rock, one of my cousins owns that. I can't find it on the map to show you, but if you looked at property records, you'd see that my cousin owns it. And then he has a farm. This is a Google Maps image of my grandfather's farm. I've marked a few places of interest on this, okay? One is a trailer. I have lived in that trailer. The yellow one, the most important one, that yellow dot, that's my grandfather's one-room house that he lived in. I have vivid memories of visiting my grandfather and helping him gather walnuts when he lived at that house. I have slept in that house in a sleeping bag on the floor in the night before going hunting with my uncles and my cousins. And I know I don't exactly look like the type of person that goes hunting. I'm not. But I used to go all the time when I was a kid and a teenager. And I slept in that house. You'll also see a blue dot. That's a barn that my uncle built. There is a 2-story building that I didn't mark because you can't really see it. That is right off the lane there that we call the shoe shop because my grandpa used to repair shoes there. Now, this is a picture of my kids that I took in 2018. You can see behind them the barn that my uncle built, the shoe shop, and my grandfather's one-room house. That's still there. The house is still there. My grandfather lived there. It's still there. Now, it's full of inaccuracies, but the worst part is, or the part that bothers me the most anyway, is that he said that my grandpa met the gun of a jealous husband, implying that my grandfather was having an affair with this man's wife. That's not true. My grandpa and my grandma were separated, and my grandma was having a little bit of a fling with the neighbor. The neighbor and my grandpa got into an altercation. The neighbor tried to shoot my grandpa, or did shoot my grandpa with a pistol. My grandfather shot him with a shotgun and killed him. It was self-defense. It was over my grandmother, not that guy's wife. And my grandfather went to prison for it for 18 months. This was in the newspapers. This is public record. The way that this documentary tells it is not the truth at all. Now, after I went and started commenting on his Facebook posts, those Facebook posts were removed, at least where I can't see them anyway. And then I went back to his YouTube. There are now at least 2 fake accounts in the comments of his YouTube video saying, "Oh, I'm Homer's grandchild. Thank you for telling the true story about him. My family appreciates it." No, they don't. No, they don't. Those are not cousins. Now, I have a big family and we don't all keep in touch, and some of us have moved kind of far away. But we know who our cousins are, and that's not them. And my family does not appreciate this inaccurate documentary being shared at all. I have so many texts with so many aunts and uncles and cousins. It's crazy since this video has come out. My family has been thanking me for posting and trying to correct it. I've got cousins that live halfway across the country saying, "Hey, thanks for trying to correct that info about Grandpa." We don't appreciate it. This guy's a fraud. He is making money off of my family history that he is told falsely. And that's not okay. That's the reason I'm here. That's the reason I'm trying to make these videos. Like I said, I don't want a following. I don't want an audience. I mean, followers are cool. Great. You want to follow me? Awesome. But I just want my grandpa's story to be told. I'm this close to issuing like a cease and desist to get this man to stop. Impersonating family members took it to a whole different level. And I don't care that people are telling my grandpa's story. By all means, tell it. He was well known. He was in National Geographic. He was in a book. Everybody around here knows of him. But it needs to be the true one. It needs to be the true story. And that documentary is not the true story. Impersonating family members, that's first creepy. And just shows how desperate you are to keep this video up, which I don't understand. You have so many more. Now, I can't speak on any of his other videos, but I know for a fact that this one is not true, and he's making money off of it. If that doesn't scream fraud, I don't know what does. If you've watched this far, great, thank you. Have a wonderful day. I'm going to get with my grandma, possibly my great aunt, and get some more stories about my grandpa that I can tell you guys. But for now, that's it, because I'm running out of time. I will be back. Thanks.